Hi guys, it's Daniel Tanveer here at my home in Lahore, Pakistan. I came from Islamabad some time ago and I will be going back to Islamabad after 11 days. Anyways, today we are going to talk about my trip to the United States of America. Anyways, we're going to talk about the Times Square in New York City. The first time I went to Times Square, New York City, was in July 2015 and I fell in love with it. I remember the McDonald's there and the big buildings and the nightlife and all that stuff. It was just amazing. It's heaven on earth, after Bangkok. So, I like the Times Square and everything around it. The next thing that I liked about New York is the Barnes and Noble's bookshop near Union Station in New York City. It is around 5 to 6 stories long, and I went there a couple of times, and I went crazy over there. There were so many books because I'm a book lover. I want to become a writer. So I went to the top section, which is on the religion and philosophy section. I bought several books on religion and philosophy. I went to the literature section and they had all sorts of books a book lover could dream of. It was such a big bookshop. I think it was even bigger than the chapters in Indigo bookshop in Eaton Centre, Toronto, Canada. So we were in New York City. We were staying with my father's friend Zahid Parvez in Milburn, where his house was. So my father used to have a nice time every night in New York City, and we used to come home tired at night, and my father's friend Zahid Parvez used to pick us up from the bus station and take us home, which was nice of him. So I had a lovely time in the United States of America in 2015, since it was my dream as a little kid to see New York City, and I finally did it. So I really liked that. Anyways, so after that we went to Connecticut, where I met my father's friend Sayyid Jalal Haider. After many years, I think after 2008, I met him in 2015, which is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, after 7 years. Anyways, so I met him after 7 years, and I really like him. And he bought me around 4 or 5 books, and the bill was 100 or 120 baht. He bought me several books, and I still have them as they're my precious belongings. And then we went to Washington DC. The last time I went to Washington DC was in July 1998 with my mother Marok Butt and her sister Noreen Butt, and I was there with my father. We went to Washington DC, and I love Washington DC, especially the fact that my favorite author Christopher Hitchens is from Washington DC, although I haven't even read his books. Anyways, so then we went to on the Greyhound bus, and it was just lovely. What happened next was that we went to Miami, Florida, I think on bus or something like that. And then we went to what do you call it? We had to go to the Bahamas on ship. We had to take a cruise. So my father had to go to a particular office in New York City to get a visa for the Bahamas. So we went to Miami with my father, Tanveer Jaffrey, and we took a cruise on a cruise ship called the Enchantment of the Seas. Now, for you guys who don't know what the Enchantment of the Seas is, I'll tell you what it is. The Enchantment of the Seas is basically a cruise ship which started operating many years ago. I don't know which year it started in. So it's like a big ship, very big ship, around 7 to 8 stories high. It has a casino, it has restaurants, it has discotheques, it has jacuzzi, swimming pools. It was just amazing. So we took a cruise of about 3 to 4 days, and we spent a lot of money. And I ate like 30 to 40 burgers or something like that, because you could get so much food, and the dinner was just amazing. You could have dinner over there, and you could have dinner with foreigners. They were old ladies and young men, young married couples who were having dinner. So we had chicken and steak with them. I made a Jewish friend, but I'm not. He doesn't reply to my emails anymore. I'm not in contact with him anymore. But I really loved the cruise that we went to, and it cost a lot. I mean, we just had a blast of a time having a cruise on the Bahamas. I mean, who else gets to do that? Even rich people don't get to have a cruise on the Bahamas. So it was just lovely. I love the cruise on the Bahamas. Anyways, so then we came back to the United States after the cruise to Miami. I think we came back to New York City, and I still remember the Barnes and Nobles at the Union Station in New York City. It was just lovely. So I really missed New York City, and I love it. I love the Times Square, and I love the United States of America. Then we went back to Pakistan, which sucks like anything. Anyways, so the next time we came to the United States was in July 2016, which is after a year, because I was really missing the Times Square at New York City. So the second time we came to New York City was not pleasant, because a really bad incident happened with me. Basically, we came to New York City in July 2016, and we were there for a couple of days. I went to the Barnes and Noble's bookshop in New York City at Union Station, and I had a seizure. I collapsed in the bookshop while looking at books, and people gathered around me, and they were staring at me, and stupid idiots didn't even bother to do anything to me or to help me. The guy has had a seizure in New York City's Barnes and Noble's bookshop, and no one is even helping him. And the paramedics came and took me to the hospital, and those assholes charged my father $2,000 for the treatment, and my father was totally devastated, because they took me to the hospital and put those those stickers with wires on my stomach and on my legs and everywhere all around my body, and they did certain examinations, and they tested me, and I think they gave me some medicines, and my father was shocked, because those bastards charged us $2,000 because I had a seizure at the Barnes and Noble's bookshop in New York City in July 2016. So that was just devastating. It was really terrible. So what happened next was that my father, I wanted to buy some more books. So my father said that if you can't go to the bookshop, so you tell me the names of the books that you want, so I'll get them for you. So he went to the bookshop, Barnes and Nobles, and got some books that I wanted on different stuff like religion and philosophy and stuff like that. Anyways, so there was no one to help us, because we were in a foreign country. We were not in our own country, Pakistan. We were in the United States of America, which is an alien country. So we couldn't get much help. We had to pay $2,000, which just sucked. And then my father left me in Pakistan, and he had to go to Brazil and Peru. So he went to Brazil and Peru, but he couldn't take me, making saying that because I had a seizure. So I already had the Brazil visa, which is a very big thing to get the visa of Brazil. So that's the tragedy that happened with me in New York City. It was just terrible, the incident that took place in the bookshop. Anyways, let's talk about something else. I want to travel somewhere. I want to go to Singapore or Nepal or Greece. Okay. Anyways, so we've talked about the United States of America, Times Square. and the seizure that I had. Now we can end this video. Bye guys.